In the 1890s, Jose Rizal took a stand for freedom and peaceful reform from Spain's colonial rule over the Philippines by publishing pieces of literature to reveal the inhumane discrimination of the Spanish government to the Filipino people. As a result, the flames of revolution propagated through the Philippine archipelago.
On June 19, 1861, in the province of Laguna in the Philippines, Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso de Yolanda was born. At the age of 16 years old, he obtained his art degree in Ateneo, then enrolled in University of Santo Tomas for a degree in philosophy. He then decided to apply for a medicine degree at the same college, but he decided to continue his life in Madrid, Spain, as well as his medical degree in ophthalmology. He was especially a prolific writer, skilled in art and science. Jose Rizal traveled around Europe and Asia. Along the way, he even learned over 22 languages including Spanish, Italian, and Latin. He was fluent in all of the 22 languages. While Jose Rizal was in Europe, he joined a peaceful propaganda movement against the Spaniard colonial rule. The group wanted peaceful reform from the manipulative Spanish government. With his skills and knowledge, Jose Rizal wrote Noli Me Tangere, Touch Me Not, El Filibusterismo, The Reign of Greed, and La Solidaridad newspaper articles to emphasize the colonial rule's harsh realities. The book, Noli Me Tangere, puts the perspective of Filipinos in poverty and how the Filipino culture was incomparable to the Spanish culture due to its progression. There was a social hierarchy that separated from the rich from the poor. El Filibusterismo was the sequel to Noli Me Tangere. He also wrote these to educate his fellow Filipinos, and these inspired armed revolutionaries along with peaceful activists. It even influenced the secret anti-Spanish group, Katipunan, which also made a mark in Filipino history. The Katipunan was created on July 1892, led by Andres Bonifacio and Emilio Aguinaldo. But this revolutionary group's intentions were to gain freedom from the colonial rule. Although Jose Rizal's intentions were to advocate equal treatments instead of harsh control over the Filipinos and for the Philippines to be an official province of Spain, he did not intend to gain independence for the Philippines. His works were banned from the Philippines to avoid revolutions, but it was still illegally smuggled into the country. In 1892, Jose Rizal returned to Manila and formed La Liga Filipina, the Philippine League, a peaceful movement to educate Filipinos into reforming their current society. Since he was already known to be an enemy of the Spaniards for his revolutionary ideas, he was eventually exiled by the Spanish government from Manila to Dapitan, located in Mindanao, Philippines. He still continued to educate the people around him, as well as improve the society in Dapitan. He used his skills to spread revolutionary ideas, as well as using his profession to help the community around him.
Jose Rizal is considered by a lot of Filipinos to be a national hero because he fought for the country's freedom in silent but in a very powerful way. He wrote novels and essays and poetry, basically expressing the aggression amongst the Spaniards towards the Philippines. He's also very popular for his saying, "Man is mightier than the sword."
After years of being exiled in Dapitan, Jose Rizal wanted to travel to Cuba in order to help as a doctor. He was accepted to travel until the secret revolutionary society, the Katipunan, protested and revolted against the Spanish government for independence. Since Jose Rizal has been influencing ideas of change, he was suspected to be involved in the Katipunan's violent uprising, even if he had no ties to the group. Jose Rizal was arrested by the Spanish officers during his way to Cuba. In hopes of crushing the rebellion, the Spaniards labeled Rizal as a traitor. The Spaniards then proceeded to incarcerate him, and then he was sent to Fort Santiago, located in Manila. On December 30, 1896, Jose Rizal was sentenced to death by the firing squad.
A favor! Carguen! Apunten! Consumatum est! Fuego!
On December 30, 1896, at 7 a.m., Jose Rizal with all his might turned around to meet the bullets of the firing squad. He believed his mission was done, that he was able to represent his countrymen's anguish, and that he was able to open their eyes to the mistreatment and atrocity the Spaniards placed upon them. The abuse that the Filipinos chose to turn a blind eye on, which resulted to more injustice. Although, even after death, Jose Rizal was still fighting in the revolution. In the Filipinos' eyes, Jose Rizal died as a hero who sacrificed his life for his belief. His death added flame to the ignited anger of the Filipinos and convinced Filipino elites they will always be half-breeds to the Spaniards.
During the reign of Spain, Spaniards brought Catholicism, and for Filipinos to be considered loyal to authority, they have to be baptized to be Catholics. Spain colonized the Philippines for about 300 years. Filipinos lost its power. Basically, they were abused, they were cheated, and they were practically enslaved.
Even though Jose Rizal had different ideas on what the Philippines should be, it did not stop inspiring the Filipinos to fight in the revolution. On December 10, 1898, due to the Treaty of Paris, the Philippines was released from Spanish control. The Philippines was not entirely liberated since it was bought by America and went under their control. Finally, after hundreds of years of opposition, on July 4, 1946, the Philippines gained its independence from the United States. Ever since then, the Philippines developed as a free country. The Filipinos had not forgotten the heroes they owed their independence to. Jose Rizal was recognized as one of the most important heroes in the history of the Philippines, and to remember his sacrifice, they commemorated December 30 as Rizal Day in his honor. There are also several monuments built to remember and honor him by. Though, not only through monuments was Rizal remembered by, but also through his works. Till this day, students still read and analyze some of his famous works, such as Noli Me Tangere, El Filibusterismo, and several other poems. These pieces of literature serves as a reminder for all people in the Philippines and the world about the tragic past that the Filipinos faced to gain independence.